Welcome back to Shemsuniverse. So today, guys, we're going to discuss relationship between Leo and Libra. So this is a very dynamic combination. Now, these two get along quite well in intimacy. They're about 90% of the time they're going to work in an intimate, long-term relationship. The reason being is Leo and Libra complement each other in different sort of ways. They both somewhat like to be noticed due to the fact that they're both relationship-oriented, and they want to show off their partners. That works for both of them. The Leo person will want to show off their Libra partner, and they're going to provide the Libra with something that they don't have, which is that security and that confidence, that reassurance that they do look good and that they are good enough whenever it is that they're undertaking. On the other hand, the Libra will give the Leo a very interesting relationship experience where they're actually giving more than they take, and most of the time Leo's the one that gives more than they take in relationships. So that'll be a very nice change for them to have. It's very similar to what they had with Cancer and Leo as well. So it works quite well. On a sexual intimacy, these guys are very, very, I could say, intense. There's no real friction for them when it comes to anything sexually related. They just know kind of what gets each other off right away. They're very much able to just see into each other's souls and understand what each other needs. So this is very complementary in that sense. Where things may go wrong is the sense of if either party is a bit insecure, meaning the Libra will be able to see if the Leo person is just putting on a mask or a facade and they're not being actually authentic of who they are and how they feel about certain things. The Libra is very intuitive, whether that be a man or a woman. They'll be able to tell their partner is just not being forthright. On the other hand, the Leo person, if they're very confident and the Libra isn't, which is most commonly that's how it would usually go, the Leo is still able to provide a good amount of security, but they might be irritated by the Libra if they're doing things like checking their phone or just kind of spying on them, just doing different things to say that they don't trust them. That can really infuriate a Leo who takes a lot of pride in telling the truth and sort of just being somebody who doesn't need to hide things. So that can lead to a bit of friction there. But aside from that, these guys do work, like I said, 90% of the time in relationships. In a business setting, they can work quite well. This is the mix between Venus and the Sun, so those planets are inimical to each other. They don't really get along that well. However, they do have certain perspective and certain ways of doing things that still will make them be able to be compatible to a certain extent. So in a business sort of setting, once the Leo is able to sort of be the boss, be in charge, get things done, and then the Libra is able to kind of control the administrative things, be the person that's able to take on more of the meetings, mediate for their business, maybe do some of the marketing, that will actually bring forth a very healthy business dynamic for the two of them, and they'll be able to go forth in a very healthy way. The only time it would actually get toxic is if the Libra person is not really pulling their weight, which is highly unlikely due to the fact that they're always, the Libra symbol is really the scales. So they're always into justice. Saturn is exalted in their sign. So they're very much into making sure that they're pulling their weight all the time. And the Leo person's a fixed sign, so they're always going to be very, very consistent and making sure that they're putting the right work in, especially when they're undergoing a project of some sort for business. So this works really well. I'd say another 85% of the time, the business setting is going to work between the two of them. But there could be a little bit of a lapse if the Leo person is just kind of wanting to look good for the business, and they're just they're doing the business for the sake of their own notoriety and not actually doing it because they're passionate about it. This is where they can lead to some sort of friction between the Libra person, who might end up pulling more than their weight, and then that would lead to resentment in the future. But as long as both parties are just able to do what their assigned roles, their energies will work very well together, and the Venus will make their business more attractive, and the Sun will just make it more noticeable. Last but not least, we have the friendships between the two of them. So the friendships works as such. You'll have the Leo person's able to get along with the Libra just because they are very much able to see each other from a good perspective of, well, the Libra person's a fair person. They're able to see that they're ideal, they're moral. And then on the other hand, you're going to have the Libra person that's able to see the Leo and see things in them that they may not have, such as that social charisma, that ability to network and get along with other people that the Libra really longs to have, but may need a Leo person to give them that extra push. But aside from that, guys, that does pretty much conclude it. This is one of the easiest videos just due to the fact that these guys get along very, very well. The matches that always get along is very easy in shorter videos in comparison to the ones that are more negative. I actually like to spend more time on those, just due to the fact that I want to show you guys that any set of energies can get along. These are just cheat codes. And once you understand how the energies work, you can make them compatible regardless of what the internet says. All right, so for friendships, to conclude it, another 80 to 85% of the time, that's going to work very perfectly as well. But if you guys do have any questions regarding these two, just leave it in the comments for me. But aside from that, guys, please like, subscribe. Holla me too for today, guys. Peace.